What's up guys, JayzTwoCents here, and while everyone's over at CES busting ass, I decided to stay home because, let's face it, I'm lazy. But you guys have been asking me about different fluids and things, and these are some of the fluids I've used recently, and I figured we'd go ahead and do a video about fluids, but not in the traditional sense. So I've got Pastel White right here from Mayhems. I've still got more of the yellow here as well, Pastel Sunset Yellow, and then the Primochill Clear, which I have dyed orange, and I figured we'd do a video about these fluids. Although, we're not going to do them about these exact fluids. We're going to be doing something involving a little bit more science.
Science, bitch.
The LickMax 2 120 and 240 from Enermax is another awesome choice of AIO liquid coolers for gamers and enthusiasts without breaking the bank. Patented shunt channel technology provides extra layer of cooling capability. Click the link below to find out more.
So I decided we're not going to do this in the conventional way where we're going to test those fluids. We're going to see how various things around the home might work when it comes to water cooling. So we're going to go find a few alternatives. Okay, so I think this is a pretty good match for the fluid that's currently inside of Skunkworks now. So we're gonna get two of these. I don't know, what do you think? The clear ones or the more opaque?
Why not both?
I'll drink the science when we're done. Sunny D is a little bit too
sugary.
No, orangey.
Oh.
Remember, the sunset yellow is yellow. So let's go check out the orange juice. Which is kind of funny because I always tell people it's not orange juice, it's yellow, and I'm gonna get orange juice to represent it. Do we want to find pre or post color change?
What do you mean?
Well, remember, it changed colors.
Oh.
So we want to go before color change or after? We have to make sure we get no pulp though.
So choices are very limited. Are you in concentrate or like actual?
No pulp.
That one looks like there's pulp though.
Well, no, it's settled. So that'll do for that. And now we need to get milk. I know. I'm thinking like non-fat milk because it's kind of it's like kind of
Watery?
Yeah, it's a little bit watered down, so we that. I'm thinking skim milk. That looks about right, because that's the thing with like the white, the pure white, is it's not thick like say vitamin D milk, you know, where it's like really, where it's like really, you know, thick. It's not thick white, it's more of a milky white. 124 orange wheat is like my go-to here. I think we have some at home, but you can never have too much.
This is true. Okay.
I smell like
something burning. I smelled that when I got to your place too.
When we smell that
fire.
in our area, it doesn't normally mean someone's burning a fire. It means somebody's like burning. And yeah, I will be writing all of this off, Uncle Sam.
Oh my god. It's the most amount of breathing I've ever done in my life. We get it, you vape.
So we decided to go ahead and ditch the turbo setup, and now we installed a twin screw charger. You're always doing this to me. Aha, found it. I have to add more fluid to the test loop for my baseline numbers. Well, that was a fun little drive. Anyway, we're back. We've got some stuff here that we are going to use as alternatives. So we have got here some Minute Maid Pure Squeeze No Pulp Orange Juice representing the Pastel, because you guys keep telling me it looks like orange juice. I guess you're right, actually. The colors are pretty damn close. We've got some skim milk here because of the white Pastel. Every time you guys see a white build, everyone's like, oh, it looks like it's cooled with milk. So I guess we'll see if that really works. We couldn't find anything that really represented the same color orange here that I've custom mixed. We don't have any of that Iron Brew stuff here that everyone keeps saying this looks like. So I decided just to go with orange Powerade. And I think we'll go with, I don't know. Which one do you think we should use, honestly? This one or the more clear one?
Where's the clear one?
I don't know. I lost it.
We hit the bags.
It's behind you.
Oh.
We'll let CoconutMonkey decide which one. This one's more cloudy, this one's much more clear.
The mix kind of looks clear.
Alright, so we'll go with that one then. I'm going to drink this one. I kind of want to drink that beer there, but I don't have a bottle opener. So before we can tell how well this is going to work for the sake of science...
Yes, science, bitch!
We have to see how well the real stuff is actually working. So the test loop with its triple rad and EK supremacy block and the, well, technically it's Vision Tech, but it's all EK parts here. On a 5930K, overclocked right now to 4.4 gigahertz. At 100% load, we're sitting at 62C. You can see it right there. I don't know if you zoom in on that. 62C right here on the CPU temperature. That's the package temp, not the core temp. So we're going to go with package temp on these tests just to see how well it performs. You know, I'll be honest here. Which one do you think is going to work best here? Which do you think is going to carry away the most heat and actually do a good job?
I think the Powerade.
You know, I was thinking the Powerade myself because these are so heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know how well they'll absorb.
Well, that's the skim milk, so that might be the lighter one too.
This is still going to be the lightest.
Okay.
This is also sugar-free.
You go for that one. I'll go for milk then.
You're going for milk?
Yeah, I'll go for milk.
Okay. My concern with these two is if they're going to bubble up.
Mm.
Because if they bubble up, you know, you shake milk, what happens? It bubbles up, right? I mean, technically, this does a little bit, but you can see it falls out pretty quick. So I'm concerned about bubbling, but I guess we'll see what happens. The shitty part here for us is that in between each one of these, we have to flush the loop, which is really going to suck. But whatever. We'll get through it. So, all right. 62C, it's still sitting there. Exactly where we start. Oh, 64C. 61. So we'll go with 62. It's fluctuating based on the test, you know, 8 to 64 and all.
Transition.
I'm not doing anything exciting here. I'm just cleaning off the thermal paste on the block that was already on here because I don't want this to get all. Goodbye. It's ripping away. Got to make sure we get the thermal paste very, very consistent between tests. Otherwise, our scientific project is a little bit skewed here.
It looks like you're doing dirty things to your computer from here.
Yeah. Only you would think that.
Would you rather have someone else think it? That's what I thought. I'm just speaking for the people.
Alright, so I think we're going to go with the Gatorade first, or the Powerade, simply because I think it's going to be the cleanest. Whoa, that goes fast. That is a fast pump. Did you see how fast?
Yeah.
You guys have been asking me about the 4.0 pump. I've used it before. It's got one speed and one speed only, and that speed being super fast.
It's built for speed.
But you know what? You notice it didn't bubble up or anything.
Yeah.
Holy hell, it smells good.
Yeah.
You smell that?
Citrusy.
It like immediately smells like citrusy. Oop, wrong button. I think this is gonna work. That's what I'm scared of. This is gonna work, and people are gonna try this. Do me a favor, don't try this at home.
We're not responsible for anything that you do.
And neither is Discovery Channel. That's what they always say in like Mythbusters.
Yeah.
We're what you call professionals. It smells so good whenever I open it up.
It smells like sweet tarts.
Look at that. It's not like... I think it's gonna freaking work.
Oh man.
So this is gonna be this is why I was saying I was concerned about bubbling with the milk and the orange juice, because the light tower, it comes up in the middle here and it like spreads out on the side. So I technically could have removed that center insert, but then it would like be crazy bubbly. So I'm gonna top this off a little bit. But if you look in the tubes, there's no like foam or bubbles building up. And when I remove the lid, that is like, it's like air freshener and water cooling in one. I don't know why I'm having so much fun with this. This is fun. This is fun, and I can drink. Look, and you can drink the fruits of their labor. All right, first boot of the system with the Gatorade mix. Powerade. I keep calling it Gatorade. Powerade. Don't sue me. Powerade.
Sports drink.
With the sports ball drink, put it in the water cooling loop. It's like, it's so like a little bit bubbly. Look at the temps. 25C at idle. It's idling at 25C. That's already lower than it was when it was on when we started it. Now, granted, the system had been running for a little bit and warmed up, but that's crazy. All right, let's start up 8 to 64. Are you ready? Watch the temps just like shoot through the roof. Now, there are reasons why you would never actually want to do this, and we'll explain it at the end of the video. But for the sake of it, we are. I mean, why the hell not? Why not? Look at the temps. So far, we'll let it take a couple of minutes to warm up, but we're seeing it at 52, 55. I mean, it's gonna take like, it's gonna start going through its stress test of the floating point units and stuff. When it does FPU test is when the temperatures really shoot up. So we'll just let this go for a few minutes and we'll come back. Something else I want to point out too is I do have these Vardar fans plugged into a PWM circuit for System Fan 2, but I forgot. I have that fan header right now on the motherboard set to silent. So if you listen to my finger as I touch the blade, it is running at its slowest setting. Listen. It is not turning very fast. And our temperatures right now, 56 Celsius at 100% load. Now granted, it's only been running for 2 minutes. We'll let it go for 10. We'll do 10 minutes and see what the temperatures do. Okay, so we've let the thing run now 9 minutes, 16 seconds, and you can see it's bouncing between 60 and 64, and 66 was the max temp we actually ever saw on there. What I want to do right now is I'm kind of curious as to how much the fan speed would actually improve this, because the radiator is warm, and like I said, the fans are running at their slowest speed. Okay, so I've got the Vardar fans now running at their max speed. Started another 5-minute test here on 864. As you can see here, based on the chart, how flat it is, it's pretty much stabilized on the temperatures. If we look at the statistics, the CPU never went hotter than 54 degrees Celsius, and the average is 52.2. Package, which is it's a totally different sending unit on the motherboard, 74, which is well within check. Look at the core temps, 68, 61, 70, 66, 68, and 63. Yeah, Powerade is pretty freaking powerful when it comes to water cooling. I really had no idea. I am totally surprised. So now it's time to flush the loops, and we're gonna do the same with milk and orange juice, and we'll just kind of do some overviews of those, and we'll come back with some final thoughts. Definitely triple check this guy, because if this was open and milk goes flying out, that'd be a bad day. I don't want to spill this. Ew. The other one smelled really good. I'm kind of wondering how the milk is going to smell.
Not looking forward to that.
Here it goes. You ready? See if it just turns into a foam mess. Surprisingly, no. Although in there, it's kind of alien look.
Yeah.
Bubbles. I don't know. We'll see. I think bubbles might form initially until all of the air space is gone, and then it can't aerate, and then the bubbles won't be a problem. Okay, so right now CPU's chilling once again at 25C idle. 26 was the max. We're going to start the test, run it for 10 minutes, and we'll see how well the milk does. It's not separating. That's the bubbles at the top. Remember, because the jets are coming out the sides. That's just where it's like pushing up slightly on the reservoir. See?
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not separating, but it is looking a little bit green compared to this. Huh? Could be picking up some of the flux in that alpha cool rad. That rad is unflushed. All right, well, the test has been going for just under 11 minutes now, and I want to point out the temperatures are actually more like level and stable with the milk than they were with the Gatorade, believe it or not. Statistics here, we have a 50.1 C average on the CPU with a max CPU temp of 54 C. Core temps are 66, 61, 70, 65, 68, and 64. Overclocked with skim milk.
Jay, what are you doing? Jay, we need that. We need that for the video cards.
It's not video card.
Whatever, we need the overclocking.
God.
We need it for the cooling.
This is why you'll forever be the apprentice.
That's okay.
Watch this. Ew. It was like... Watch the science, guys. Watch the science. Science.
Science, bitch.
Watch what's gonna happen. Science is gonna happen. Eventually. Ew. It's
That's
like,
really like...
oh, there goes the science. See it? See the science? It's going. That is so gross.
Yeah, milk was a bad idea.
Milk was a bad choice.
See, that just goes to show how powerful those little 4.0 pumps are.
Kind of looks like a nice cup of beer.
Maximum CPU temperature is 55 with an average of 52, so it's a couple of degrees hotter than the milk was. But again, the core, 68, 63, 72, 65, 67, and 64. And if we look at the actual cooling trend, you can see it's pretty flat. It warmed up initially, and then it's flat, so it's not getting any hotter than that. Yeah, so what did we learn today? Well, that was pretty fun. I didn't really know what to expect, I'll be honest. They all did better than I thought that they would. I really had no idea what to expect. I thought the Gatorade would do the best, but actually the milk, I kept keep saying Gatorade. Fuck, it's Powerade. Powerade! So I thought that the Powerade was going to do the best, but the milk actually cooled the best. But the milk was also the nastiest to try and clean up. It was the worst to flush afterwards. There was still residue of it, and I had to flush it again. So let's talk real quick why you should never, ever do this with your systems. One, these are all food-based products, which is going to promote growth of things you don't want in your system. There's no growth inhibitors in here. There's no anti-corrosives in here. All of these would probably cause problems to the metals and the plastics in your loops. Not to mention, I am fairly certain, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain that the acidic acid in the juice here would probably damage the copper as well as any of the nickel plating and nickel plated parts that may be in your loops. The milk, I feel, would probably sour pretty quickly and turn nasty and maybe even chunky. I mean, you guys have seen what happens to milk when it goes bad, right? It turns chunky. Could you imagine that going around in your loop? I feel like this would be the easiest on your system, but once again, this would have growth. Gosh, if someone else is willing to try this long term and see how well it works, then by all means go ahead. But I was just kind of curious as to what would happen here, and we thought we'd do this for the sake of science.
Science, bitch.
And see exactly how well this was going to work. Anyway, guys, tell me what you thought about this video. Let me know if you want me to do more funky experiments like this. And if you do, make sure you tell me in either Twitter or in the comments what type of experiments you think we should do here. Because I'm going to do more fun stuff like this in 2016. Anyway, Happy New Year, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, we'll see you in the next video.